I never thought you'd make me high. Fuck, I'm so high. I wanna kiss your thigh. I love your groove, the way you move. You gotta choose if you want a boy or a man who's smooth. I see you smile.
Let's go, baby! It's Astralis versus FURIA, the matchup you have been waiting all event for, and today we are truly blessed, my friends. Grab yourself a seatbelt, strap yourselves the hell in, because you're about to get blown away by these two teams as they collide on the first map of Overpass. This is the Astralis pick. Neither team has decided to pick Inferno. That could be the decider today, Scorny.
Yeah, I mean, this entire series is going to be fiery, hopefully. Overpass is this big question mark, right? And I would say FURIA would be a big question mark, except for the fact that they are on such a spree of victories. And they showed us versus G2, who they almost 2-0'd. If it wasn't for 35-something frags from Nico, they wouldn't have been able to even have a map loss in recent memory. So, FURIA, they've been firing up step by step until now. You say that our fans have been waiting for this, Frankie? I think FURIA have been waiting for this one because they get a chance to take a chip off Astralis. It has been more than a year. And well, it's here on the B site that Art starts. Able to find that first headshot. They know they've got K-Serado pinned into the position, so they go for the deep graffiti control, and Yuri comes in from short. It's not really being covered. We've got Astralis evacuating the bomb site, playing instead the CT side of things. And FURIA, well, they love that monster wraparound. So we're going to see if they can pop some heads, or if Astralis lock down for the first pistol. Vinny's going to take a bit of chip damage. He draws players into the open. Vinny, taps for it. And now Vinny's going to go a little bit further with damage. Oh, they get them all. FURIA taking the pistol in a 3v4 retake.
I was just about to praise the incredible positioning here for Astralis. Planting for heaven, playing back in CT, taking control of it. It comes down to the wire, and FURIA will pick it up. Low HP on 3 of their remaining players. And goddamn, Vinny, to get these 2 kills, the one crossing on ice skates, he flicks over. Magisk, he's out. That's a free haircut for him. Astralis immediately called attack time. They were talking about how they were just gonna run away with this in the second round. They immediately go into attack.
I don't understand how Vinny got that reload. Oh my god. Simpler times, man. The last time these two met, Virtus Pro was still Polish. Forest and Get Right were on NIP, Cajun Beat and Golden were on Cloud9, and Zeus was on Na'Vi.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
We needed to hear that.
Completely different world that we now live in. And one where, again, I think the biggest takeaway is like FURIA. They took over our region. They took it over during the online times. They came to Europe and it looked like NA was just going to get kind of flicked off the shoulder like a bug. FURIA did not look strong when they first arrived, but they've powered up. And that victory over G2, that's the evidence that they can compete with the top tier of EU's competition.
They were the best of the big 3. Them and, oh, god damn. Okay, we've got Device and Dupree. Best of the big 3 in North America to come out, and then to come to Europe. It, as you mentioned, didn't look promising at first, but they shook the nerves off. They got the practice, and they used it, every single little bit of practice, to grow a lot stronger where some others didn't. But yeah, Astralis, the final boss, the biggest test, and only because they have been playing so well recently. They've been powering up game after game at this tournament in the exact same fashion that FURIA is. This is the immovable object versus the unstoppable force. The fire and ice. The dichotomy between these two teams and the form that they have coming into these games is going to make it, has made it one of the most promising matches that we've seen in recent times. As we've waited with bated breath for this chance for them to meet in the bracket.
I'm all aboard this analogy you keep making with the fire and ice, because I think it fits even the play styles so well. I want to reiterate what you mentioned in the pregame, though, Launders. You know, FURIA, a lot of people talk about them and their aggression and whatnot, but it's not the only thing they do well. You know, it's just they do that one thing better than anybody else. So it's why they have their name stamped on it. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen on this CT side from FURIA once they get the op in the hands of Henny. I can't really recall a recent matchup where Astralis have had to deal with like a tier 1 explosive opper. Kenny S could have been that, but I don't think he really delivered in the face of Device when they recently played one another. And it's been a long time since Device has had a chance to cut down Henny.
Really?
Vice versa.
The closest opportunity was Shiro, you know, to actually look very strong, and Device absolutely outdueled him every step of the way. The other teams that they played against, as you're pointing out, didn't really have that. And FURIA, they've got the double op setup with 2 players who are not hybrids. They're both primaries. It's just that we've got Henny more dedicated to it more often. Astralis went around quietly by creeping up to A. And the lay of the land here on Overpass is that this is a tricky veto for FURIA. They have to give up some ground, and that's because Astralis' veto is so damn strong. This is the weakest point of attack for Astralis. What we're looking for here is for FURIA to show that they prepared for it. They should have been able to predict that this was coming in. It could have landed Inferno, it could have landed a Vertigo, and it could have landed Overpass. But they should have known that this was a definite potential. Behind the 3 guns that were saved over, FURIA upgrade their armor, some nades, and invest what they can. Still a very strong buy overall. Some spam damage in through the stairs, and goddamn Yuri through the smoke, through the wall, through the head of Magisk, and he's dead.
Yeah, if Yuri and FURIA aren't going to be inside the short water themselves, then they're definitely going to make sure you struggle to take it. And we talk about pressure. Pressure is a key piece of the FURIA game plan. It's not always pressure by aggression, but definitely pressure by presence. And that's what we get with those kinds of wall bangs into the shorts. So yes, 3 guns here for FURIA. One of which already picking up a kill. A deep angle from Henny as Dupree creeps into it. That could have been way worse for Astralis, so definitely a chance to recover because, well, they could get hit from long. Henny, he thought he had already been flanked, but it was a bullet through the wall of the bathrooms that kind of confused him. Yuri, extending around the dumpster, takes down 2 players. He's on for the 3K, and oh my goodness, chance at a clutch on his own, but he primes Vinny to push up. Dupree cuts that down. K-Serrato slips in, and it's minimal health here for Zipex, but it's Zipex. And as he comes out from that smoke, K-Serrato calls him out. FURIA forced by right back.
But it's K-Serrato, the guy who puts all the style into the 1vx situations and answer back. And Zipex has to go for a Hail Mary low on HP. A good opening. But here, they get clothesline crossing the green dumpster, and Yuri, the final attempt at the individual play, will swing out, grab 2 kills, grab 3. And make it look sexy too. Everybody is deathmatched. 3 hours the night before, 3 hours this morning. You better believe these 2 understand the hype coming into this series.
It's for that reason we expect it to deliver.
And for that same reason, we're gonna see some missed shots as well. If there's ever a situation to get nervous, there's pride on the line. From Brazil, from North America, from Europe, for Astralis to prove that they are who they used to be in 2018 with this same lineup. Now that they've earned their stripes again, practicing, getting Zipex back in form.
Especially after that hiccup versus Godsent to start the entire event. We had Astralis thrown down into the moat of a lower bracket. But these crocodiles chewed up everything the other teams threw down there.
Yeah. That is something special about Astralis. Historically, in big events, going down to the lower bracket has not been enough to rock them. The closer they get to defeat early, the more they seem to power up as they get closer to the finish line. And here they've nearly broken the ribbon. On the way to the final, FURIA. An atypical test. Something unpreparable. Zipex. Ooh,
damage.
That's a tag.
Yuri's got a flash in his face and tees all around him. Oh, he loses. Oh, 2 players down thanks to Glaive. Henny in from the corner on long. But it's only him and Case Serrato. Not the ideal position for Furia to find themselves in. And a frag grenade that doesn't do too much. The scout player in Device, he's serving as a distraction. Henny trying to challenge. Device 1 HP, just an absolute nuisance. Oh, but Case Serrato's got a chance. He's able to get himself the quick headshot into Glaive. Does Henny want to play this? He's worried, doesn't know where they're at, doesn't have the kit. Bomb halfway gone. Astralis and Furia back and forth for the first 4 rounds.
Glaive should have been dead a whole long time ago. Yuri drops the spray after such an incredible round as well. 3 frags leading into that one, and then he loses out versus Glaive. He turns on a dime to take down both him and his teammate. We like to talk about Furia because they've got very even strength players, so much individual skill, unique game plan, all this stuff. Astralis, we don't really talk about their individuals a lot. You brought up Magisk on the desk and how much of a rise to form he's had post IGL. Of course, it was so nice of him to pick up that mantle while Glaive needed a break from it. Did a great job trying to keep the team afloat, but recognized that Glaive was a better caller. But goddamn, is he definitely the better fragger? And here he is, opening it up already.
Excellent flashbang from Device. Blinds the 2 CTs that went for the Fountain Peak. And now we're going to watch Astralis stabilize on the offense. That back and forth affair, we knew there was going to be sparks from the get-go, but it looks like Astralis get their train back on track, or have I spoke too soon? It's going to be another kill, of course, but such little HP for Art and Vinny. And Astralis find this open A site.
All about trying to game these rotations. It's made it look so easy getting onto A with these entries. 3Ts, CTs hold back. No guns to recover. Anything that they can go and grab. Looks like there's definitely potential to upgrade. Oh, this is Yuri upgrading outside a monster. And 2T's dead. And we see specifically Device here in this position to make sure they don't go back for it. This is the only thing they have to worry about at this moment. He's going to guard at the high tower here and just make sure that these guns don't get recollected. But Furia know that this is the case. They won't even attempt to go for it. So we know some things about Furia CT side overpass. Again, it's not their highest win rate map. It is a little bit of a weakness in their pool, which normally isn't a problem, but Astralis have such a strong 6 maps that it becomes one. It's not something we often see, but it seems we'll sometimes try to punish Furia here. They do a ton of, obviously, CT aggression. Their setups in the stairs, I think, are their most abnormal. Or we have the Art Henny head stacks. We have sometimes 3 CTs in there. I think they have a lot of the natural tools and capabilities to become good on this map if they wanted to. The CT side is wide open to aggression. But ironically, with Furia's map pool, we see them like stay away from those maps. They try to put aggression on maps that don't actually want it quite as much. Dust 2 is not a map they play. Why is that? Overpass is not a map that they're very good at. It's kind of strange when you think about it. And it might be because there's so many more protocols for the teams knowing that that aggression is supposed to come on that map.
I think if we want to talk about those abnormal head stacks inside of Connector, well, when those start going south because of the Astralis or any of their opponents playing to long A, you know, when the top of the staircase becomes compromised, there's just as many little moments for Furia inside of the short water. You can see the boost going on right now from the B site. Sometimes they'll throw this on the railing to keep eyes in Connector. We'll have players push through Monster and challenge aggressively on the B site. I would hate to be this like late B lurk from any team facing Astralis, Furia's CT side. Because it's also sometimes just on a dime that they can turn it on. They lull you into a false sense of security. And that's the depth that we talk about to their aggression. It's not aggression every single time, all the time. It's that once they crank the dial, oh, it can catch you off guard.
Yeah, that's the first round feel-out period. No one's really throwing a punch too soon. Yeah, and just as you mentioned, you know, even if they don't push, it does delay because teams are very scared. Wait, why aren't they pushing? What are we not watching? It has a psychological impact. So far, the stacks have not been correct here for Furia, but Astralis at the same time, got to credit them for working both sides of the map evenly, not really leaving things up to question. Trades come through, plant will go down shortly, and Furia have unsuccessfully gotten kills on another round with just pistols. They've invested in the half armor, looking for 3, of course, where they can find it, but next round is really where the game begins.
critical accuracy from Device this round to really minimize the moments that FURIA could have made something happen. The biggest one, executing Yuri on the side of bathrooms once he got that kill towards mid. Oh, see what I'm talking about? Look at the accuracy. Device with the Juan tap. He's gonna let Art survive. You've got to leave one. You got to leave one survivor so that he can tell the tale of your fury. Nicely done by Device here, putting some distance between him and his opponents. 4-2 is the lead. 4 kills for Device on this one. Iced out FURIA. They go ahead and take their first timeout.
Device, obviously, he's got nothing to prove on a team that's won everything. 4 times majors. He's got the most MVPs in the game. He doesn't care really what people say at this point. He's on the winning he's on the winning team, right? He's always pulling it off.
Slipnix has now lost his last 4 1v1.
The Astralis era is over. 4 1v1s. Are you saying he's lost 100% of his last 4 clutches?
That's what Elliot's saying.
My goodness.
Can you believe it?
I honestly can't. Higher than a, what is it, all-time average be? Like 60-something in 1v1s? I think that would be considered a high. Probably something higher than that, I'm not sure.
I'd like to know.
Actually, would it be way higher than that? I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of 1v2 percentages.
Here it is.
The boost.
Yep.
Now,
Try and curb back some kind of B aggression.
So,
and look, they do that with the 2 players on Monster.
So we're going to talk about fallback playing here. Now, this isn't something that Astralis is going to catch them off guard. They watch one demo, they're going to know about this. Art gets out really early. The last time that FURIA got caught off in this position when they hung out too long, A got taken over way too quickly. So here they use it as a small tactic to see if there's going to be short water control. They fall out of that spot. But what's really important, what you like to see here, is that FURIA have a fallback tactic that's still aggressive. They don't just give up on that round and go back to a very standard style. But Astralis, they've worked the map a little bit, and what's very curious about this is FURIA are getting that info now. So coming back to B, we'll see if the rotations are coming around, but it looks like they're going to take a few extra seconds. Art, he's getting curious on the A site. Device will get tagged up, and now he's just going to try to play defensively. Him showing himself is nice, though, for Astralis. Still 2 players in the B side alone.
Certainly. And they're starting to get a little antsy here, backing up ever so slightly. Here comes the utility. He saw the shadow. Vinny doesn't continue the spray, but it's K Serrano maintaining, and he gets himself 2 crucial kills. He finds himself the 3rd. Everybody getting shut down on Monster thanks to the hands of K Serrano.
Just a beautiful 2-player setup there on the wood wall, back on the grate. We get the 1 from Vinny, some damage information, a flash here for the contact play on K Serrano, and then he cleans them all up. He does even more than he needs to, but he makes sure they don't turn the corner into the site. They are not allowed in this neighborhood. Monster is closed. 7 rounds deep, and the game's already quite tight. Astralis are going to try to turn up the tempo. Instead of working map control, I think they feel like they've conditioned FURIA into sitting back and waiting. So now they have an opportunity to catch a team in rotation. FURIA are still here hanging out in front of balloons, but you can see they've got eyes forward, considering the thought of mid. Oh, and suddenly, Astralis, excuse me, they changed plans. They didn't leave someone back here. So they've had a change of heart.
What could have caused this?
Seem to be suspicious about something, and they clearly want to just go ahead and clear this out. It feels to me as though Astralis are going to move back into the regular start of the round, but they had something that worried them about the thought of an A push, and the last thing they want to do is get full flanked.
Gonna get a... Ooh, he's just about to peek into it. Art has to dodge that flash, scoped in, finds the frag with the AUG. Magisk, he's got control of connector.
Yep, once again.
Back to the B site.
Even that's enough. I think they feel like they lost the round because of their own fault. So let's see what the new approach is. This is so interesting to see, going back to eyes pressed on Monster.
Magisk looking to creep in from short. There is a 3rd set of eyes on this bomb site. Yuri over on Graffiti. Magisk, he's just going to crank the dial. Magisk does get 1. Vinny does not deliver. Frag grenade could be huge, but it's not. It's just a bit of chip damage into Dupree. 18 seconds. Yuri knows he's getting aggressed onto, and Astralis charging into this, but still no bomb plant. That bomb carrier, in fact, He's going to be able to find himself a little bit more cover. Doubling up on the Molotovs to deny that short peek. Had Henny found the timing, he would have slayed them all. Magisk, dude, he just flies into that bomb site. Doesn't even concern himself with the thoughts of Yuri over on Graffiti. He wants to alleviate pressure within the site, leave Vinny on his own, and that's Vinny now unable to deliver in 2 initial pushes. He got 1 kill once, but he got 0 kills this round, and they absolutely needed him to go big.
They change it up a bit here, having Magisk come up short early. They have Device getting information, and this calls out the positioning for FURIA, taking the risk over on A, again, forcing them to not big flank. This is where FURIA are relying, this is what FURIA are relying on to make sure that they win rounds every single time. So when you go for information, they will go back and grab it as soon as you leave. And here we have a position where it looks like Astralis are going to execute B. They go back to hold on to A. Art is about to walk around the corner. Device shows up. Yeah, he dies. But now FURIA have to make a long rotation back to the site, and you do not need 5 people to entry the B site.
A little more connector control here from FURIA. I do feel like what I'm... Oh, hold on. Art's found an angle on long. Vinny dies on his own. That one being through smoke inside of connector. There's nobody on this B site to stop Astralis.
I think they've been waiting for this. Like, they're just going to go... They know kind of what's going on at this moment. I'm not sure how many members they've seen on this push, but now they're just starting to get in quickly. And suddenly the novelty of this big flank is going to wear off, right? Because now they've cleared everything out and they can start watching their backs.
Yuri's the only player up here in the heavens. Everybody else on the back line of Astralis. They seem comfortable enough to sit inside a site. Glaive keeping short under wraps. Magisk flashed. Bails out of his initial position. That does give a little more wiggle room to the CT side, but look, they don't even want to chance it. They're going to keep those 3 weapons. They've won enough in terms of picking up the hardware left by Astralis. Spam damage. Henny lucky to be still standing. 1 health the difference on that one. Mohan, what I'm noticing already is I feel like FURIA versus lesser opponents versus other teams, they kind of stick around in connector a lot longer than they are so far versus Astralis.
I think that was something that they needed to fix about their overpass, and there's lots of stuff that they need to fix about overpass. Again, just like a map that they can normally avoid versus most teams, but versus the very good ones, this is an obvious weakness in their veto. But yeah, like as you're saying, you would get punished for playing that setup. Touch over. Wow.
Zimex's career 1v1's percentages is a touch over 67%. Thank you very much, Elliot, because I literally had my phone calculator out trying to work this out. On HLTV, they've got the clutches up to G2 out 365 wins and 180 losses. So if you don't want percentages, you want pure numbers, it's a difference of 185.
Well, that is starting to fall apart. Last 4 clutches for Zipex have not gone too hot. They'll definitely need some to be able to close out this series. But so far, so good, man. Like, Astralis' game plan is clearly tailored to their opponent, as per usual. It's working out wonderfully. And FURIA, we'll see if they're prepared to stop it.
Art down to half health. Does have a little bit of water control.
I think the key here is playing the CS clock down, right? Really using the time on the clock effectively. And another push is taken down.
No, not even.
Where's he?
He got killed through the hole in the squeaky door.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, look at this long-range angle. And he's calling for help.
Tough situation. Again, highest 45 win percentage in the world, I think, at the moment for FURIA, inflated with their North American stats, but still carrying over into like a lot of matches now. And I think a big reason for that is because they don't always play around like it's a 5v5. They play around as if Art is a 6th player on the team. And that's why sometimes their setups can leave a lot of ways back into rounds. But look at this, Astralis, they find the correct time to go B once again. They avoid just all of the rifles. Queserado tries to get back in time.
Queserado getting just the one.
Oh, man.
Kill feed completely full of Astralis. These calls, these timings, these rotates, the commitments.
I have nothing against Magisk. I think he did a really wonderful job, and it's not like he was like, I want to call. right? He didn't take that role from Glaive. He needed to do that and step up for the team where no one else was willing to, or he felt like he could do it the best outside of Glaive. But as soon as Glaive came back into the roster, he said, obviously Glaive is a better caller than me. That's reverence. And we see it. We see the ability for Glaive to pull off these T-sides and make it look like the shooting isn't even a factor. The rotations are always so beautiful that you see them. It's as if they are telling the other team what to do. You go to this site, we'll take the empty one. FURIA, part of the magic of their CT side as well, is their ability to gamble correctly a lot. They are so good at moving around on CT side and finding a way to stack where most teams can't do it or do it blindly. And this is a round and a situation where Astralis are not letting that be possible.
I think my favorite part of the story is, long range, is actually that once Glaive came back into this roster, he didn't initially take the calling back. They eased him back into the gameplay. They made sure he was comfortable enough to take over the reins only this week.
Well, he's getting old, you know, he has to put tennis balls on his walker, right?
Took him a while to get in the room.
Feed him bananas through a straw. He's running out of energy.
They let him find that comfort, really power into the position. He's going to be the front runner, a man advantage for FURIA. 17 rounds for Astralis already. That is a success story in and of itself. The story not yet completely written.
And we cannot feel a certain kind of way about FURIA because of this map, because it's really, this veto is very dynamic. In the next couple of maps, it could change the face of what FURIA feel. They might be reserving some confidence for map 2 and 3, not really expecting a lot here on Overpass. What we're focusing on, of course, good signs here for Astralis, strong game plan. These kind of universally good things like the IGLing as in terms of mid-rounding, getting CTs out of sights.
Devices all aroundness. His AK precision right now is just through the roof. What we're looking for is really the feel-out period from FURIA. Are they at least going to have those X-Factor moments? They might miss a rotate, but can Henny still chop them down in a moment like this? Well, he delivered himself one kill, but then just as quickly as he catches one, it's Astralis to take over the A site. Art, he has long control, and he's not going to drop the ball when he sees the back of Magisk. Frag grenade, fantastic. Zipix to 66, and Device to the side of the smoke. One of those rounds that FURIA should absolutely be picking up. And Device with the sniper in an awkward position. Gonna go ahead and rattle off with the P250. The spinning, whizzing Yuri. And a little ferociousness from FURIA. Frustration seeping through, but this is what they do.
They shoot your body at the end of the round, and then they go on social media and tell you how you guys got unlucky and you'll play better next time, or we're not even that great. That's what the FURIA move is. They try to piss you off on the server, and then they go on Twitter and congratulate you for losing. Astralis will take a timeout. So one thing that's changed so far in this round, we've got Henny finding a couple of clean, easy op shots towards the A site, and Astralis continue on forward. It's actually still a better site to go to. We saw the 3 stack towards B, but the A site fails late now.
Glaive is the only player in this game to have a sub 1.0 rating at the event. I feel like that's because he doesn't need to do anything.
No, he does.
I'm joking. I am obviously joking.
They've got a lot of good players, but I think his rating's actually tanking not because of his aim, but because of what he's doing differently now on the CT side, where he's playing that he's playing the almost information gatherer role, he's the guy getting flashed out to see if there's four T's in one place. Yeah. There's a lot of mimicking going on the CT side between a lot of teams. I want to believe FURIA had a part in that, showing that this style, why it works.
Yuri behind the fountain. This is something we should be able to see from him. If he's not getting aggressive over in the short water, it's here to support Art, who is currently opping, right? That double sniper setup coming in from FURIA. Ooh, but Glaive's not alone. He's got Magisk by him. And Yuri doing a good job of serving up a distraction, but Art's unable to find a target with that op until finally he gets it. But Glaive, in the meantime, claws one back immediately. Now Art's position's compromised. He could get peeked at a single moment.
Oh, it seemed like he was aware of it. Glaive just walked around the entire thing. Art was expecting more space.
And expecting more presence from Astralis, trying to bail out the fountain push by maybe coming up connector, but we saw Dupree a little slow in a good way. Took his time, didn't panic. Didn't run into the scope of Art, who instead only got that one frag. Now we've got Henny. close proximity to his opponents. In fact, he has slipped beyond Dupree. And
Oh, Jesus.
Talk about panic. Henny, just out of the side of his scope, jumps the gun, misses the shot, and gives Astralis an easy line to run into this A site. Vinny's going to be trying to contest it, but he too loses his head. Quesarado threw that flash from the B site, and it wasn't on the money. But Astralis absolutely are. 8 rounds for them now, and Furia still trailing.
They just put the metal boots on. They trudge their way through the mud. They have made it through fought through this aggressive setup, worked their way through bathrooms control, crawling at every single step, fighting on these new targets and making Furia infuriated, uncomfortable. Henny on that last line of defense, even if he hits that wild shot or is more calm and hits it, he instantly gets traded. That's still 2 rotators that come in and get absolutely nothing on the retake, because at that point, that's 3 targets down. That's an A site compromised.
Art's going to try yet again. This time he's got support at the base of connector, so he doesn't have to look away at all. But it's Yuri with the MP9 to trade frag that one. He doesn't feel too comfortable, so suddenly Art shouldn't either. We've got Quesarado getting aggressive into the short door swings. Dupree hits him like a truck. And Vinny, best of luck, is going to be hanging on to the B site. Oh, he lines them up. Near collateral spray down with that there FAMAS, but it's still the man advantage for Astralis. Yuri throws the frag grenade deep. It's on the mark. 60 health for Astralis on all 3 of the remaining players, but what's the move from Furia? Met by smoke. They've got to walk away.
Astralis did this with Liquid the other day. When Twist was having a super important game, really, really good performance, they started attacking him directly, finding the spots where he'd be open by himself, fighting him until the point that he had no confidence left, and then were winning rounds easily doing other things. Here, we saw Furia's initial game plan, Art with the idea, the philosophy that there's always a crack in the defense, that and when I say defense, I mean the T's in this perspective, because they're holding back in a default. And Art, he's the guy who is going to find a way to push A one way or another. It's always going to be a timing available. But it seems so far Astralis have caught him off enough times that he's not tried that. Now they're just going for stacked up aggression pushed up, and Astralis have kind of overcome that that hurdle as well. It's good to see Furia trying new looks, but still at every turn it feels like the hardest part of the game plan was dealing with the big flank potential, getting made to look stupid in those moments. That's not even an issue now. They've got Furia playing more defaulty style CS, and now they're winning them there. They've got them in their arena.
Want them right where they are. It's going to be liver shot after straight jab, after uppercut, until finally Astralis throw the knockout head kick. But Yuri, well, he's going to get himself just the first one. Can't actually dive back into the cover because we've got Device on the op, able to immediately trade.
Yuri Romero there for a second. Surviving the head kicks. Now we're down to just a couple of pistols here as we round off the half. Henny and Quesarado will have to make a Hail Mary rotation. You could just see them spinning like a dreidel in all of these different spots. It's just funny to watch, honestly. Very impressive stuff so far here by Astralis.
The Rec 9 rears its ugly head.
Interesting how Device has just been lurking like crazy on all of these maps. He was playing a lot of solo spots in T defaults, whether it was like Inferno on Banana, but just things feel like they've even turned into harder lurks as time has gone on. Timing.
Had a reason to be antsy. Astralis just look absolutely on fire at the moment. And I mean, again, we knew this was going to be a problem coming into Overpass, but what we were looking to learn is, like, are the individuals of Furia going to throw curveballs or whatnot? And outside of a couple of rounds, we haven't really seen that.
Yeah, they're getting kind of like scolded about what they want at the moment. So, one round for dignity here before we move over to Furia's B side and get a second look on things. So they'll be able to control the pace maybe a little bit more effectively. Art and Device, they've got a stalemate, creating a roof of angles. And a shingle falls. That's Art who will win it. Outpatiencing Device, whips out the knife. Perfect timing on the push. And now they can start to enclose. The lobster pinch could ensue, but the last time that this happened, Astralis quickly moved into B, and again, the novelty of the big flank wore off quickly. Yuri, he started to move down the stairs, and it seems like a target is coming his way.
It's dupreeh versus Yuri here inside a connector. Molotov at his feet. That's going to make things awkward. Yuri has no utility to put it out.
Dead. Oh my God.
He was just waiting and hoping that dupreeh would come around to challenge. He accepted his fate. With fire at his feet and Astralis knocking on the door of an 11th round. But of course, that's not the only player still up behind them. There is this chance that Art could be able to solve the problem of a potential A rotation. But you have to realize, Furia, they're going to be second-guessing things. Art, he turns his attention back towards long, but now he swoops in towards mid. Magisk slain. Zipex takes his place. And we've got dupreeh inside of connector. Art knowing that he is compromised at the moment. And we see Furia start to run up to the A site, but they have taken the bait. The B site is easy for the taking. They've got a smoke up into heaven, and Furia offering over the little that they had. Henny's gonna cut down a player, so a 4 versus 2 for Furia to try and take a 5th round at least on this CT side of a questionable map. But of course, as they do, Astralis staying cool. Another headshot comes in from Glaive. He loses his teammate, but he knows Art's up top, and he knows that his teammate is right here. Henny, almost slain, dodging the shots. Glaive, like he's in the Matrix, hones in for an absolute clutch. And Astralis look impeccable. Join us after the break to see the second side of a map that may not get going.
I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Burning dreams take me back to you. Heads down, they will watch us shake the ground. Oh, it's like this, it will fill the air around. Oh, not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. We're not the only ones.
FURIA worked their way from a disappointing start in Europe to what seemed like a competitive state. However, they just met a nasty Astralis on that T side, and they got shut down every step of the way. 14-8 from Device, Glaive at 13 kills with essentially a 1 versus 4 to close out that half. Overpass was a question mark. It's a punish pick from Astralis. The FURIA are going to try to their T side to see if they can regain a little respect, to see if they can get the machine rolling. Because in that first 15, it definitely came to a stutter. Art's going to find the opening. Dupree goes down in the pistol. Vinny on the other side of the smoke. Oh, he starts to find a bit of damage.
Yeah, and it's an opening on the way back, but immediately Astralis make the adjustment. Got the right feel on the situation. Device is in place. He's got a player coming up on the side. Xyp9x gets the lurk on the other side when they go for the explode, and Kacerado pushing, holding W, hits that USP shot. He'll demand a lot of Magic's aim, and Magic cannot deliver.
Glaive's inside of the smoke. Xyp9x working around to the bank. Glaive diving back down into the cover, but it is ferociousness from FURIA.
Cool.
Hit that B site, almost looked like they were going to run right in, and then they divert.
Yeah.
Opposite side of the map. Magisk could not deliver with players flying past his screen.
Yeah, I think it's unlikely, you know, as it is, that Astralis suddenly fall off here in the second half. It'd be great. You get a pistol going. We can see what the game plan looks like for FURIA, and see if they can try to game some of the rotations of Astralis as well. You know, they're a smart team that adapt, and again, we get lost in this narrative of they always hold W, but they are a multifaceted lineup who have a lot more going for them than just these, you know, gimmicks and gambles.
One of my favorite things about FURIA is that, like, pack mentality sometimes you see from them on the T side. Everything might not be going their way, but when they group up, it is such a ball of energy. And Yuri, well, he's going to catch that head of Device. So despite the scout's first shot landing into Art, Yuri going to extend around the corners of Long, just completely ignoring his left side, which is where Astralis reside, at least for the moment. Being plucked apart. Only Xyp9x left. He's going to walk around from bank. And FURIA taking a 6th.
They work their way in. They do the pendulum swing. So it's just anti-eco, very common thing to do. Very popular strat. Try to hold the center of the map, which is stairs. This quick rotation up from B. Have it one player around balloons or farther back, and then everybody else walk up Long, all up against the far wall to not be hurt, and then fight towards Long, where you don't get crossfired. The real tricky part about a map like Inferno, for example, is if you come up mid, there's like that G2 crossfire you see with pistol stacks, and you cannot avoid that situation if you want to come up mid. Halls has the same idea, and so does the B site. But on Overpass, you have this idea where you can come around the complete outside of the map, and you don't have too many situations where you have to flick back left and flick right. They can close down the site with this 45-degree angle, and that's why coming in for TNT goes towards Long A is so popular.
Yuri gonna swing out, find what was a double stack. 2 players over on Graffiti. Frag grenades have softened up the CTs. They want to keep extending into this. These USPs coming at a cost. And he's able to maintain control of the bomb site, but he is also the bomb carrier. With that smoke now on site, he's going to have to think about a plant. That was a little extension just to make sure that all of the water was clear. Nobody going to sprint into him as his hands are busy. Maybe Device can slip through the offense. Ooh, he does. Another headshot off of the pistol. Considering this is just USPs, check out the damage and what's left of FURIA.
Not bad. They just want that one more kill, right? This is the one that would make a big difference to the economy. Actually keeps him at a deficit. And he's getting some damage in, but the kill eventually comes out. Kacerado, the one person with HP to work with, will take the fight. 3 rounds of difference, and things start to heat up. We're not quite at Habanero. We're right around Jalapeno on the Scoville chart. Okay, there's still a little bit to go.
Manageable.
Yeah, manageable. We'll get the full rifle now. They're establishing around here for FURIA. They can show us what they can do. I don't want to get too excited. Not yet.
Tempered expectations. I think Astralis earned that much. Their first half was excellent. A grade.
Yeah, that basically a 9.5 out of 10 half, right? Like, you play that one out, I feel like FURIA, we're never going to get closer to winning.
No forward stance here from Astralis whatsoever. No connector control, nobody in bathrooms, nobody on long. Just device at a distance. But then we get a minute transition. Dupree going to take the responsibility of the corner on long. But because there's so many bodies here for FURIA, if they can get device off of this angle, somebody could definitely try and clear close. Art walks right into it. No flash, no smoke, no assist.
That's the risk. So if Art comes out and he sees nobody there, he can sit there for literally 30, 40 seconds. No flashbang means that there's a CT that could walk into it. If Device isn't holding it the whole time, then they'll have to trade places with a flash to come out. But the risk did not pay off. Device is there. He's waiting.
And another still. Oh, no, there's the flashbang. Perfect. Because of the smoke deep, Device had to leave Dupree. Now, Molotov on the dice box and a rotation from FURIA in the final 20 seconds. Who's left? Zipex. He lays down the incendiary over towards short, but that's going to allow him to just lock down Monster. The timing on Zipex's utility is perfect. Smoke over on the long end of Monster gave him a massive shadow advantage, and because of the incendiary, they had nowhere else to run. Zipex wins this round with grenades before FURIA were even on the doorstep.
That was so sick. You could see the shadow right off the corner of the long B smoke. Was that his that he threw?
I'm pretty sure.
Deep in there? That was like something you throw.
I saw him using utility. I didn't see where it went, but I saw it thrown out at about that time.
Sure, yeah. Like, yeah, you could see the shadow of a player coming through the smoke, and that just iced it out. Henny had a smoke he needed to throw down on path, but yeah, as we're saying, they needed to get to Zipex. And they could not even get through, they couldn't even get through the lobby. Zipex was on the 3rd floor. He was far away from them, holding it down. Device, opening kill on Art again.
FURIA getting battered and bruised. Quesarado to 28 HP. Device, another chill angle, but this time he doesn't find that first shot.
Brazilian shoulder peaks or something nice. Coldzera best in class.
Device eats a flash.
Good flashes, yeah.
He comes right back.
I think he likes the taste. It's like the banana antibiotics.
Oh. Molly kind of pressures him back away from this. Frag grenade.
You don't really want to eat them, but they taste good.
Very good. Strong utility usage. Is anybody surprised? Device isn't. Yuri peeks right into him.
You know the best part? He hasn't gotten any hard kills yet.
Right? Yeah, hasn't even been pressured.
They just run into him. Okay, there we go. Finally, Henny will get the Device kill in 2 senses, symbolically, waiting, out game planning him. 3 press up. They're hurt though. They got broken legs, broken arms. They've been naded early on. Magisk, they got no limbs.
Yet they're still trying to punch their way through. It's not going to happen. Solid defense from Astralis. Solid showing on overpass.
Everything goes off without a hitch. Sometimes Astralis, that team, is like, well, if they didn't exist, who would show you what the ideal game plan is? And it's elevated a lot of teams to become a ton better. But look, it's just Device, easy shot after easy shot. And this is why he never gets his flowers. Right place, right time. Super smart to the jump. No. Pre-smoke the Monster. 2 are going into the stairs this time around. They're going for the boost, and it looks like it'll be effective as well. They picked the time to do it. However, Quesarado, very nicely done, answers back with a Glock shot in the head of Dupree.
Quick flick up from Device. That's going to get Quesarado wounded.
Oh, he hit him.
Yes, sir. Astralis so incredibly comfortable.
Hugo.
Hugo.
I can smell the candle on Dupree burning behind him. This is the ideal A setup when no one touches long. If you come through short bathrooms, it's a trap. Device doesn't have to worry about long here because his teammate's up there pushed up, and he can focus forward. He never has to turn his aim across to the side and can continue to play positions like this, for example. Makes it incredibly difficult. So they'll run out to try to deal with this problem. Could be a smart move, but again, not great guns to work with.
Oh. Zipek's accuracy just on point. Yuri's going to try to fluster him a little. He's down to 6 bullets in the magazine.
He's trying to run his pocket.
3
right
bullets.
Now. Give me that ammo, Yuri says. But he's
Plays it
still
to
got
perfection.
more. Yeah.
14-7 from Astralis. The question coming into Overpass was not, are Astralis the better Overpass team, but rather, can FURIA even make them uncomfortable?
Definitely.
The last time Henny played against Astralis was for Immortals at the Krakow Major in 2017.
Damn.
Immortals famously getting to the finals.
Some weird way, there's just so much history here and just this big gap. And I mean, when he played on Immortals, Henny was not the same player at all. This guy was like the Makalele, the Draken. He was the guy who'd miss all of the easy shots and hit all the hard ones. That's who Henny was. That was his namesake, right? Now he's the guy who is like the safest player on all of FURIA, who consistently puts up numbers with his op, who's the most reliable, continues to be explosive, and now hits a highest combination probably of easy and hard shots, even compared to Art, I'd say. Totally different guy. One of the biggest blow-ups when it comes to a CSGO player that I can think of.
Feels like so far, FURIA, they've just been happy to take their beating.
Oh no. They're holding for the pushes, but they don't win the duel.
Nope. Astralis on an individual level, just so on point. It's been a long time since FURIA's played a team of this caliber, let's be real. It's been a long time since they played Astralis in specific, but other than G2, which was a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, the story could have been very different. Both these teams beating G2, I mean, it makes G2 look bad, but, you know, it also makes them look really good. Because before that, G2 were on a really, really strong start. 3-on-3 situation. Device from up top, the eyes in the sky. And nobody wants this smoke. He's aiming way low. Swing might come out above. And surely, at some point, somebody's going to get antsy enough to go a bit deeper. Device front of the smoke, and he'll catch Case of Raw, make it a double.
Device
Will we get Fries on the side?
absolutely on one. 22 kills off of those off shots, and you know he wants his last one. Dupree's gonna find the headshot before he does. Astralis 15-7. I mean, this is just so one-sided.
Yeah, this is just the chipotle mayo on top. Like the spicy chicken sandwich was delicious, everything was going well, but now he's put a little pizzazz on it. He's starting to go out a bit more aggressively here. 22-12. 8 rounds for FURIA to come back into this, but as you mentioned, more importantly, for them to win some dignity rounds to show that they were at least somewhat prepared to scare Astralis and win themselves some confidence. Talk about confidence.
Just gonna absolutely do as he pleases. There is no reason for Astralis to let off the gas pedal. They have not been convinced by the individuals of FURIA or the style of FURIA to even hesitate in terms of decisions. They've got a flank up from Connector already. Device gonna cut down the bomb carrier. This is just perfect.
All gas, no brakes here for Astralis.
Like you said, you need a team like Astralis so that you can compare what you're supposed to look like. FURIA very much not looking like what their ceiling has shown us. They are crawling across the floorboards.
And of course, comparison is the thief of joy, but it's what allows you to reflect and deflect this victory from Astralis, what Art tries to do with a couple of key kills here, and Vinny in a position to catch rotators. Device versus Art. 1-on-1. Art, no health to work with. Only the map to be his canvas. 30 seconds up as he tries to suss out Device. Could he make the play to save the day? He's got to run.
He's been hurt as well. Device, he's going to 5-7 this one into infinity and beyond, because the sky is the limit for an Astralis that plays like this. FURIA did not look like the same team that we saw grind versus G2. We didn't see the ferociousness because everything got cut down. That is an Astralis that is in a grand finals form.
It really is. And we've got to talk about why, but we need to take a quick break first, so don't go anywhere.
So I left you sleeping, put a written note on your bed, but you're really under my skin. I don't know where to begin. I wish I could go back to yesterday. Underneath the sheets again, keep on replaying the night with you. Underneath the sheets I wonder, will you call me? My mind is going in circles, can't stop thinking of you. When the feeling isn't going, I'm looking for distraction, nothing's getting me through. When you're really under my skin. I don't know where to begin. I wish I could go back to yesterday. Underneath the sheets again, keep on replaying the night with you. Underneath the sheets could go back to yesterday. Underneath the sheets again, keep on replaying the night with you. Underneath the sheets
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
A confident Astralis looked unbeatable in our first map of the series, Overpass, reading FURIA like they play them every single week. They knew that FURIA were going to gamble stack all the time. They knew that FURIA were going to flank them, and they didn't fall for it one bit. 11-4 in that first half, 16-7 overall as a score. Launders, this Astralis, they look like they're going to take it in two.
We talked about conditioning, and Astralis are the masters of it. Glaive is the absolute master of conditioning in the best IGL of all time and the absolute master of conditioning, and he shows why. He totally picks apart a Furia's game plan. Everybody's tried it. Nobody else can do it, really. And he basically made it so that no matter what, Art who can always squeeze water from stone, find that gap in the offense in this situation, find a way into a round where there wasn't one before, find that big flank. They denied that every single time. The late lurks from Device to try to fight him at long. All of the timings that they went to go and grab him, Device was there. Whether he died or not, it really pulled the pants down on Art and made him expose the game plan and setup on their CT side. And that allowed Glaive to consistently pick the right site and eventually made it look like FURIA were moving around blindly.
With a Device in this form, I think it's understandable that Hennedy actually has a pretty weak game. He's 9-14, 0 opening kills. They didn't stop Art from getting his openings. He still had 6, as the scoreboard showed. So I think that, again, we had to come into that first map with tempered expectations. I thought maybe FURIA would throw us a bit more life, a little more pizzazz, but it just seemed to fall incredibly flat, and that's what Astralis does. They make other teams look way worse.
Well, after shocking FURIA on that first map, Astralis have well and truly stunned us here on the desk because we found out during the break that they are going to be making a substitution. Xyp9x will not be playing on Nuke. In his place will be Bubsky, who hasn't played for the team since the 3rd of September when they lost to Complexity. Does this news come as much as a surprise to you as it has to me, Scorny?
I didn't think Bubsky would ever, sorry, I was going to say, I didn't think Bubsky would ever
We
play
are one.
again.
Right? It seemed like that. He better play strong. That's the thing. He's been sat there. I guess maybe it's, Xyp9x loses 4 clutches in a row. He's out of here.
Back to the bench.
What are we expecting from Bubsky on Nuke? Because I feel like if there's anyone who's going to go aggressive and kind of meet FURIA pound for pound, it's got to be Bub.
It's welcome. Yeah, it's welcome on Nuke. It's one of the maps that keeps getting talked about when it comes to the new wave of CT aggression. But Glaive was the guy making plays outside on CT side. I don't know if Bubsky's taking over a ramp. I don't remember where he played before when he was, played a few matches on a slightly different lineup. So we'll see what happens with Bubsky on Nuke, but it's going to have to be the game that shows us. Surely they prepared stuff if they were planning this.
And this is really interesting to us as well because Bubsky hasn't played under Glaive as an in-game leader, and Glaive has been quite public about saying that Bubsky needs to toe the line. He needs to be less going out there on his own, and he needs to listen more. And Glaive has said that publicly for the rest of the world to hear.
Absolutely, because he said he's kind of like too much like him and dupreeh, where they're too aggressive. So it imbalances the team where now there's 3 players who are overly aggressive. So that's what makes this very interesting.
So less dry peeking from Glaive?
Maybe just as much, less from Bubsky. I don't know. How does he want to do it?
I can't imagine Bubsky doing it, but you know what? If it means a chance to play for Astralis again, you are going to do it. So we are going to take a short break because I don't think we want to wait any longer. We've got to see what this version of Astralis now looks like on Nuke. So we will be right back.
bulletproof. Don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose. I'm bulletproof.
It is the fire of Brazil versus the ice of the Danes as we go to Nuke. And the Danes, Astralis, are one map up in this series, but we are heading to Furia's map pick next. Why do you think they've picked this one? Because this is a map that Astralis know and love.
That's the veto overlap, right? Like, it's just they don't have like, I don't want to say they don't have good options because they have to pick to their strengths. Both teams are very good map pool. It's just that one weakness of overpass makes this whole thing look, oh no, Furia, they look so shaky right now. No, that was the only place that they had to worry about. Everything from here on out is going to be much more even. The weird part, though, is Bubsky coming in. That can throw everything in the face of your preparation. If you don't know what to expect, we're going to see if Bubsky, if he's just going to slot in well, if things are really going to look different on their T sides. Like, what does this mean?
Do you think this was the plan all along, Scorny? They knew they were going to face Furia. They've been literally charging up Bubsky for the last month or so for this very moment.
I really don't know, because this isn't some. There's no PR press that comes with this. It's a sudden announcement out of nowhere. What we saw with Vitality in terms of actually implementing a successful six-man roster was like this drip-fed process of bringing Navera in a very specific map, one at a time, and then we saw a second map from him. And I'm curious if this is going to be the case. Like, is Xyp9x just getting taken out of Nuke, and now this is what, is this Bubsky's purpose? Is this his one purpose for this roster for the time being? Because obviously he has not played for so long that this is a really big deal. There has to be reasoning behind it. I highly doubt that they think it's just because, now's the time to pull it out. It's not like they're just trying something different for once. We're at the semi-finals of DreamHack Masters Winter, and now, out of nowhere, we have Bubsky in the server. It has been so long. Welcome from the bench, Bubsky. And he immediately takes over to the ramp.
Oh, he is Xyp9x.
He's going to be thrown on ramp room. They took him out of the test tube, and they've thrown him into the server. Let's see what happens. Grand Finals qualification on the line with Astralis after a comfortable first map win. Glaive, he slips behind them inside of the smoke. It's only Vinny successfully getting a kill here for Furia. Astralis, well, they've already found some early success. CT side momentum could be a burden and a half.
Oh, the whistling of the wind as 4 members of Furia go down in a flurry of frags. And it's Magisk and Dupree to share the lion's share of the kills. Henny the only one left over. Will he be the one to tip the scales back into Furia's favor? He has to suss out all of these potential kills, but there's a player in the control room who's about to get vision. However, Device, it seems like he's gone by slightly. Is there a chance for a plant? Control can swing open, but I don't think he's exposed, and the bomb will go down. 1-on-4 here for Henny. What can you do, my friend?
Die.
Die. Die, die, die. He goes down quick, and Astralis pick up the round. They haven't even seen Bubsky. They don't even technically know he's in the server yet, okay? He hasn't even shown his face. Full HP bar playing on the ramp. They avoided him completely. What the hell is going on?
I don't know. I keep looking over at that CT side and seeing a name I don't really recognize because it's been so long.
It's been 84 years. Bubsky, I thought he was just going to keep the bench hot forever. I thought he was just here to bring Astralis energy drinks.
Yeah, well, Xyp9x takes a seat.
To tweet. Apparently not.
Magisk gonna find a quick headshot. We had the raid boss buy of Furia. One of those 2 AKs already successful, but Vinny gets tagged outdoors by Device's scout. Bubsky's on the scoreboard. And so are Astralis with conviction. They look to shut down this forced attempt from Furia.
Oh my God. Connor, he has an infinite KD.
Oh. Okay, I thought that was him.
No,
But he's over here in secret.
He's next.
He's next.
See, Bubsky runs forward when he gets mollied, not back.
Yeah, that's the defining difference.
What kind of player are you? Are you the player that runs back when you get mollied or forward?
It's an important question.
Bubsky said forward, and they put him on the bench.
And an important start to this map.
And you have to let it be him. They can't change him too much, right? They can try to help him focus his playstyle, but ultimately, he is who he is. Dupree, he is as well. Oh my goodness, he is the damage dealer, not the death dealer.
How many players can you stack in the vent?
They've been pummeled. Wow, it's like,
They go running downwards.
yeah.
Bubsky, he's about to get tested from both sides. Decides to run forward because he's got support over the shoulder. While bomb is planted, Bubsky's not too far from it. Oh, Dupree with the wraparound and Yuri with the Glock burst. An MP9 he finds, and he's just going to run away. Furia happy with the bomb plant as they will be coming into the 4th round with their first full buy.
Dupree with, what is it, these late round USP headshot kills by Device, just walking around with a USP like he has dementia, turning corners. Bubsky's 3-0. CT side. We're going to keep Bubsky watch because it's just taken over the whole narrative of the game. This used to be about Astralis and Furia not meeting each other for another year, for a whole year and a half. Well, they said, oh, you want to add in Henny? We'll make a roster change too. Yuri, Vinny taking damage on their way to the site. Magis, he's been so aware here outside of Squeaky, not having a lot of help, but not needing it either.
Utility is everywhere. Wallbang's going to connect from Henny. Look at all those bullet holes. It's a matter of mathematics. Case Dorado going to dive down into the vent. Oh, Bubsky gets splattered. Goomba stomped. And all of a sudden, Device, well, he could get peeked twice from 2 sides of this site. Not a problem. Glaive's in the dark corner, canceling out Yuri. Case Dorado with the element of surprise, but little HP to make this magic happen. Glaive playing as a nuisance, swings the door closed. Yoink!
As if he doesn't exist. But there's another CT here.
Position confirmed.
Got him down to 3. Back in
HP.
silo, and you know Device just gonna go out a little bit farther. Oh, it's coming. You can feel it. Oh, I'll take a look on the other side. Will be ahead. Oh, what is with these late round USB shots in the head? What is that? Why does that keep happening? It's every round in both games. He just comes through at the end, just shoots the last guy in the head with a pistol.
Seems like he's both Tom Cruise and James Bond.
Yeah. Oh, man. Almost a reverse in score here. 5-0 Device looking super strong. And, got a lot of good stuff here from Furia with the wall bangs and trying to trade. But killing Magis in front of the Squeaky, it seems like that's kind of key. All a timing window here.
You want to spam 100 bullets at the start of the round, you got to keep your guard up.
Yeah.
Dupree peeks his head over the fence like a nosy neighbor.
Who's that guy from Home Improvement? Frankie?
Oh, Tim Allen.
That's the main character.
I guess it depends which side of the fence you're on. That's fair enough.
Fair point. He's got a bucket hat, that guy, though. We still don't.
That's true. Astralis social media.
As long as I keep predicting Astralis, you will get your bucket hat.
Okay.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
I mean, it's looking good so far, even with Bubsky.
That is true. Everybody looking comfortable for Astralis. FURIA really haven't thrown anything too impactful. Over towards the ramp we go. It's Glaive and Bubsky in the corner. Easy mowdown for Bubsky. He's going to find himself 3. Excellent multi-kill. Total shutdown of FURIA's attempt to get something going. Of course, this was not that full-fledged buy, but Henny has everything he needs, except for his head. Device going to smash it like a pumpkin as Astralis take 5 rounds at the start of this one. This is an extension of the success from Overpass. It goes from like a Overpass fizzled out to Astralis are unstoppable.
Fiery pace. But I like it from FURIA too. They're here to fight. They want this. They're getting head kicked round after round, but they're not falling. They're coming back for more.
Another fiery start. Glaive just going to spray into it. Device not even going to get pushed back from this red box. Magisk adds a kill to the tally. This was a gun round.
What is going on? Oh my god, this game is absolutely crazy. The pace and the way that Astralis are keeping up, they're not giving up any ground whatsoever. And maybe this is why they wanted the substitution.
How are they all alive?
To keep the pressure high here on CT side. They've got 9 health between Glaive and Device.
They're everywhere. Look at all these CT silhouettes. They are everywhere.
They have 44 between Glaive, Device, and Magisk.
Dupree's going to finally go down. 3 players are tagged, so if Henny is a miracle worker... Oh, but Device finds it yet again. Device is yet to die. 8-0. 6-0 for Astralis.
He just whips out the laser pointer at the end of every round and just absolutely nails the last guy. Perfect headshot every single time. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Op USP. Feels like he just looks in his direction and the guy's head pops.
Yeah. Look at this, man.
Like a secret CIA weapon.
Why'd you peek me, he said.
We find FURIA back into an awkward position. Single Galil for K-Serrado. Glaive's going to dive down into the vent. They've got a pressured spot here on Mini. At least FURIA are not stopping. They know what they want. Early success and aggression. I mean, what they really want is a round win, but they can't have that. Not with it. Whoa!
That's illegal. How did he get that kill? Where'd that kill come from? When did... Okay, well, he'll do it. And again, they're just dealing with lots of pressure here. Glaive has been able to 180 quite well. Dupree will pick up the slack. 2 for him. Arc comes up with his knife out and... Again! Another... What is going on? Every single kill Device has ended with a headshot, whether it's just a pistol in the head or an op in the head. It's been a headshot at the end of every single round. 7-0.
Show me the Bubsky. Look at this. Watch that.
Okay, whatever. Do it on land, kid. Tac timeout called.
Babsky's had a 1.42 and a 1.33 rating in his 2 Astralis games on Nuke, so it's kind of making a lot of sense that they want to give him a go on this one. They trust him.
Okay, hi.
Oh my god, look at that smile. It's been so long.
It's good to see. Not nervous. It's only been a question of roles with Bubsky. But,
he's right up there.
Yeah, they're slotting him in here on Nuke.
Device has still not died.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's not died. He's getting the final kill every round. He's super sharp, not really missing shots. Just carrying forward. He's quietly had like the most insane tournament. Seriously looks like the most calm kills ever. Swear to God, this man never has to flick. Sweater God. Group up here, pressure towards Squeaky. We know this is FURIA's game plan by and large. Art's gotten shut down trying to rush into the vent. They sit back and wait. Magisk is now not in front of the Squeaky. Up top, they're really putting a lot of pressure here in the hut. Nothing's worked out so well for FURIA.
Bubsky bails out. He's got Device. Perfect patience. Finds Henny instantly. K-Serrado just wants out of this situation. He jumps back into the cover. What does this leave FURIA with? Their options so limited. They've got Yuri up on top of the silo. I saw an early Molotov thrown out by FURIA, but it looked like it landed in Mini and not quite this back then. So Dupree's been pretty comfortable. We've got Vinny challenging the Heaven.
They have one Molly on Vinny.
Yeah, but he's a little preoccupied because he's that front runner. Device. Oh, it's Dupree from behind the vent. Double kill. Peeks out. Dies to Art. Yuri.
Why?
It's the pistol.
He did it again!
He hasn't died.
He keeps getting the 5-7 kill, the headshot at the end of the round on the 5th guy every single freaking round.
He hasn't died. He's got an AK-47 underneath his chin, and he just gives us that $1 million smile. 5-7 shot. Cancels everybody out. Galil on Vinny.
It's not even a stat that exists. I just don't. Anyways, Device will go outside. Spot the cross on red with his up. He sits patiently. He waits. Smoke comes out. This is. Still have another one that'll come out later. He'll throw a timing nade. It'll be meaty. Very meaty. Like a Panzerotti.
Where is he? Where is he? Yeah,
With
Device.
Italian sausage.
Still back here in the garage. Look, Vinny just turned his back because he knows what's coming. Oh, there it is.
That's how he dies, really? After all of... Okay.
Oh,
Whoa, okay.
hold on.
And he's not
Yeah,
stopped
yeah,
yet.
hold on. This could be something special. Henny's got the Galil up, trying to get a player off of the Heaven, but that's Bubsky to take his place. Then Yuri with that op picked up. Have they lifted the curse? Is there a direct correlation between Device dying and Furia winning a round?
Drops the easiest shot ever. What a scrub.
Furia 16-8.
Mid-round rotations. They're coming into lower. Listen. Furia, yes, they have the man advantage, but they're low on numbers. Do we have control being tested? Okay, they plant for it, and they have the op on that side. Really good spot here for Furia. And the game plan immediately changes over to this side because that's the place of interest. Of course, the bomb cannot be defended from the other side, so Magus will close the door just to get things cleaned. Quesarado, nice shot. Oh, that nade's gonna travel, but it doesn't do the damage necessary. CZ75, 2K for Quesarado in the control door. He's the bouncer, and the club is closed. There is a direct correlation between Device dying and Furia winning rounds.
Do you think it's just... We've seen Tom Cruise, we've seen the Mission Impossible on Vertigo. On Nuke, he's fully fledged James Bond.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Like especially with all of these pistol kills, especially with the USB kills.
Art took 11 opening duels on Overpass in 22 rounds. King of the first 10 seconds. Because with him, you only need 10 seconds because he's so intense.
I'm going to let that one ruminate. In this situation, Furia will not buy another op. Maybe because they can't afford it. A couple of M4s shared here. Oh, sorry. Henny does have one. Excuse me. Forgive me. He's got it out. Device in the credit card, and he's been nothing but cash.
But let's see if that last round has him broke. It's like one of the most passive rounds yet from Furia. I feel like they didn't expect to win the last one. Now they don't know what to do. Utility comes soaring over the boxes. It's Device versus Henny, and Henny's gonna get it. That's a big pickup.
And one or two. A couple of rounds now
But
over him.
tons of
Device.
Oh!
Okay, no scope. On the flick as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, a challenger approaches.
Let's go.
It's going to take something, some sign of life for Furia. Maybe Henny's our man. Bubsky's down in the secret stairs, kind of lurking around in the tunnels. They're going to put pressure on Yuri to excavate the A site. Magisk.
Dupree's position. This is a place where this
behind box.
Yeah, this is a really strong position. He has to fight forward, right? But if no one actually tests him through hut, this is going to become even more powerful. Magus, they're going to try to find this. Yuri, he wants to move out.
Look down.
This is going to get you killed, my friend.
Now Dupree can focus forward. Quesarado's. Oh, Dupree. 3 kills Art knows exactly where he's at. He's got 10 seconds left, and he comes out during the incendiary.
Do 3.
13 kills, 4 deaths. 4K on that last round. FURIA. 1 pump chumps.
They'll have to take a knee after the clinic that Dupree just put on. Oh my God, after Henny gets that 3K round with the no-scope.
Dupree gonna be tested yet again. Oh, he is unstoppable. Yuri and Vinny, couple of kills back for FURIA. This is an opening. This is one of those mid-round moments where they've at least found some kind of a solution, but Dupree, oh, he's gonna get executed. Of course, it's Henny to keep it alive, but Device survives as always, it seems. He has 2 kills on that op this round. It's Device and Bubsky. The pillar of Astralis and the freshly implemented bench warmer that we have all been waiting for. You know how frustrating it was as a Bubsky fan to watch him sit there? I was waiting and waiting.
F5, F5, F5. Come into the starting lineup.
Now we get to see it in the clutch.
Oh man, Henny, he could have had any spot in the world.
And he picked this one.
They didn't know they were going to just wait so long.
Device comes up from heaven.
What is going on?
Bomb beyond the halfway point. Henny on the front sight, doesn't know what's happening, doesn't know where they are, sees Device above, and it's a distraction as Bubsky puts the AUG to his head at a 10th to the board for Astralis.
You saw that flash as well, right at the end. Lands opposite site as Bubsky comes to clear out the angle. It looks like luck. It's timing created. That is tough stuff. The mow down in the Molotov.
What's Elliot got for us? 8 of Henwan's deaths on Overpass, 14 of those, came at the hands of Tom Cruise. This is why he's using pistols, boys. He's just got to style it out after that first map.
He's got to take it easy.
Yeah, he knows what the crowd wants. We might not be on LAN, but he knows how to get people randy in Twitch chat.
Hen 8. Hen got 8.
Work on it.
Called out.
Don't call me out. Connor wouldn't have called me out for that.
You would have hurt me.
This is the strangest game ever. It feels like
odd,
we're in
right?
playground mode.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like Counter-Strike right now. And I'm here for all of it.
What are you thinking of Bubsky's return then while we've got this break?
It works well with whatever the hell's going on. They're just all like, I don't think they're even calming, you know? It's looking so easy. They're actually fighting fire with fire. They're fighting FURIA with FURIA.
They thawed.
Yeah.
Elliot, we need some facts. Get some facts in our faces.
What else you got, man?
Please.
They've been good so far. Very good.
Is it bad that every time I see Device's player cam, I'm hoping his little Pomerian ace pops up?
What's a Pomerian?
His little, you know when those like fluffy dogs, it doesn't really look like a dog. It kind of looks like something you buy in a toy shop.
Sorry, your accent got me. Pomeranian.
A little pom.
I got you, Frankie. I get it.
But do FURIA.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
He didn't even want to shoot.
He's just like, I'll give it to him. Give over the ramp room. Bubsky on the AUG. Glaive on the front. 5 kills, 5 assists, 5 deaths. The 5 fingers of Astralis. They grew a 6th.
Well,
got a 2nd thumb.
yikes. Maybe they're the extra X-Men. A good amount of space, and finally a duel will take place. Glaive's aims gets demanded upon, and Bubsky will be in the back to try to make up for the whiff. He will find a window to escape from. Vinny will catch a rotator coming out of the vent right now. Okay, well, I thought that was the for sure free kill for him to grab. Yuri answers back somewhere else.
That was up in heaven.
Oh, the push comes in. Dupree, timing.
And the bomb dropped. Yuri's got 10 health.
Damn, dude, they're staying so fluid. This is so impressive. Like,
This is scary.
remember when people used to call Astralis boring?
Yep.
It was because they were just so much better than everybody else at like playing a very optimized way of Counter-Strike. And FURIA have optimized their style, but of course their style is very volatile. And it's opened up a different way of winning, a Fnatic style, a way of getting into all of these different positions to give yourself even more chances in some way over playing optimally, relying on certain positions. But Astralis, it's changed up. I mean, they're keeping up, right? We don't know what the CT side would look like if a team played slower versus them.
Sure. Yeah, it just goes to show that Astralis have it in their back pocket to go toe-to-toe with the ferocious, fiery halves of FURIA. But this fire looking more like an ember than anything else because it is getting absolutely outclassed. And, you know, we are the storytellers. We were trying to write the tale of a blowout on Overpass into a potential reverse sweep from FURIA. Now, all of a sudden, we have come to realize that Astralis are in grand finals form.
Yes.
And they're doing it with the new kid on the block. 11-4, Bubsky at the moment. He dives down to the base of the B ramp. Let's see what he delivers. It's pistols in his face. Mac 10's AK all within the mix. K Serrato able to trade that one. And Art with a dirty deagle will keep the hopes alive. FURIA, they could still do enough on this T side to give us that inkling of a chance. But things slow down here at the base of the double doors. We're going to get Dupree to get K Serrato off of the bomb site. Yuri's position now known to Glaive. But Art's trying to put his fingers into the smoke. Yuri's going to come back here, knowing Glaive's in position. And once this smoke fades, the AUG should get the better of him. Or Glaive calls out the spot, and Art has to trade this. Device with the AWP and his trusty 5-7, the headshot machine. Art's just able to slip down beneath the rafters. Now he's running, causing a distraction. All the while, we've got Henny sitting back inside of Dark, but Device, he's on top of the bomb.
On the other side?
Don't do it to him.
You're kidding. Oh,
Knifes out.
Jesus Christ.
Henny stops it, and the bomb pops to take down one of the final two. A second round for FURIA. But is it too little, too late?
That's because of Art's deagle, right? The one in front of control all the way into decon.
Yeah. Bada boom.
Barely landed. Sick shot, man. Playing Quake. Well, they turn something, ramp control, into a lower hit. That's what they need. They've had pretty clean entrances sometimes into ramp control. Now they finally follow up into a victory. Looking for 4 rounds, at least. Dupree now begins to up.
They can do anything.
Whoa, they're all over lower already. How did this even happen? Bubsky, he's fighting from ramp. I don't think they have lobby control, do they? He's a bit in danger in this spot, but he's got a teammate rotating in from Turnpike to cover things. A great position here from FURIA. Did they just get started
They don't have bomb.
too late? Oh my god, they don't have the bomb?
Bomb's on red box.
Magisk is watching this cross. Who has smokes? Henny, Vinny, and Yuri. And they'll have the...
all three of the players.
Okay.
Bomb is now downstairs. They got the key piece of the puzzle.
Enormous plays, man. This actually is going to be a very hard... This might be a situation where Astralis don't even want to go for it. They've got the 2 ops on the retake. They're going to peel back, it looks like. FURIA have won a round very cleanly. Not something I thought I'd say this half.
But even then, best case scenario, an 11-4 T side. That's not what FURIA want. That's not what FURIA need.
It's just literally... It's absolutely insane that Astralis got to this level again.
And so quickly.
Yeah.
Glaive just took back the reign.
It just says everything about Glaive. Like, it just says everything about Glaive. I don't even know what else to say. Glaive, Zonic, whoever. I mean, you know, Zonic's a consistent feature, but I think it's some of these mid-rounds by Glaive. Zonic said himself, of course, they trust Zonic with their lives. Like, he is a person that they said, like, they are not going to play without him. He has the ability to make roster moves on this team. He has final say. He has total reverence of everyone on the roster, but he said he gives them space when they're in the game. He said the IGL of the team, he believes, has a better feel for the game, no matter what. So he likes to favor them to call, and we know Glaive is always up for the challenge.
Device gonna drop Vinny. Final round of the first half here from Furia. They're trying their damnedest. But Astralis. Oh my God, Glaive! Give them a chance. He's looking for another weapon as Yuri looks for an exit route. Solution may be just right. Disconnect in console. Put an end to it. He's gonna try 1v4 down on the B site. And that's what happens. Did you see that player cam? I just watched Yuri's soul leave his body. Astralis. Wow.
Standing on my left and my right, those I can depend on, we tight. So all you foes jumping into our life, we're here to defend through the night. Roll hard with my road dogs. Anywhere we go far. Push limits and we push boundaries. When I'm here, there's no way around me. It's deeper than a friendship, family, like kinship. And we got a strong bond. Get close, you'll feel a strong arm. It's no secret we're united. And we can see you divide it. If you ain't got it, get a new crew. Same game, but it's new rules. You choose me, and I choose you. If they lose, then I lose too. No matter the situation, all for one for all. There is no hesitation. All for one for all. This is what we tell the haters. All for one for all. This is what dreams are made of. All for one for all. You can try and bring what you want to this. There's no I in team, but there's one and quit. Don't let your fears penetrate and expose ya. Blood, sweat, and tears is what makes us closer. Together we are better. Break norms, never torn, we forever. You see a red like a stop sign. I got your back and you got mine. If you ain't got it, get a new crew. Same game, but it's new rules. You choose me, and I choose you. If they lose, then I lose too. No matter the situation, all for one for all. There is no hesitation. All for one for all. This is what we tell the haters. All for one for all. This is what dreams are made of. All for one for all. No matter the situation. All for one for all. There is no hesitation. All for one for all. This is what we tell the haters. All for one for all. This is what dreams are made of. All for one for all.
After that first half, Furia wishes this was June of 2019 because Astralis in 2020 versus them, absolute masterclass. A half that Furia didn't even seem to have any understanding as to what was going on because Astralis hit him with the curveball. Bubsky in the server. Device is 16-3. And after overpass, we thought Nuke would be the turnaround. But if anything, Astralis have just continued to crank that dial towards a spot in the grand finals of DreamHack Masters Winter. Mouse Sports is watching this game right now. Kerrigan, you better be scared.
I would be really, I would be confused. I would be losing hair watching this game. This was trying to understand this first half. It was like trying to understand the Season 1 of Dark without subtitles and not being German.
It's a tall order, and this is a tall lead 9 rounds the advantage for Astralis. 4-13. Art has been canceled this series. A pistol round that would give FURIA a fighting chance, or Astralis a 10-round lead.
They're trying to figure out where to go.
35 seconds.
Yeah, they're responding to the information adequately is a question. Well, they've got the lobby control. Well, one in hut, that's big. Henny is in a very volatile spot suddenly. Up here in Fur, it'd be great except for this Heaven play. However, he handles that. Now he can put his attention forward. This is something special.
His feet are getting shot at. Dupree's going to run in here, looking to clear that rafter. Very low health for 3 of the 4 players of Astralis. Vinny's going to get 3 with the Berettas. All 3 through smoke. Let's cue that to the highlight reel.
Yeah, what the hell? So much of the action was going on inside of a smoke. It was so hard to see what the hell was going on. But, oh, he's the guy who came up the vent, too. He stopped them from being able to... That's why Dupree looked like he was just standing there. Dupree. This guy was balancing on 1 foot. two guns in hand.
How's he hanging onto the ladder?
It's just parkour. He had a foot on the ladder, foot on the wall.
It's like a spooter, man.
Cirque du Soleil.
Yuri's got the noob tube. Hanging out on top of hut. Let's give FURIA the respect they deserve in the sense that maybe they can cool off this T side, but they tried their game plan. They played ferociously in that first half. Barely ever slowing down, but also barely ever successful. Now the ball's in their court. And he's going to see people coming at him. Able to take down Magus. Jumping headshot from Blade's block, and Henny lays down the AUG. 3 easy pickups. Still 7 rounds the difference. But at least FURIA haven't fallen completely flat.
Coming into the end of the year, just there's been so many incredible like storylines and matchups, and I feel like CS has never, it's definitely been in great places, but just the amount of things that have come in due to extenuating circumstances, due to just the amount of teams that have gotten good. There's been so many crazy storylines. This is one of the final ones that we need to kind of wrap up and get an idea of, and it's just the perfect coalition of, correct word, but the kind of the perfect time for these 2 teams to meet after earning their stripes on their way up in these last few series that they've won, shaking the rust off, getting stripes in, beating the same teams. And this is just not the way that I expected it to culminate. I mean, no one, of course, knew Bubsky was going to come in. The fact that this nuke was the CT side with this much aggression, such an atypical version of Astralis, but, you know, begged to respond to FURIA. Once again, looking like their game plan. It's custom tailored to their opponent, but to such a unique opponent, and to be able to see it so well tailored, that's the real surprise. Now we move on to the T side, and it's looking a lot more normal here for Astralis. They've done what they need to do, which is interesting. We see a smoke get thrown down in front of Art, a great way to deny outside control. Who better to be left the keys here to stop an outside lurk than Art?
Ooh, he's got just this little pocket of smoke grenades.
Oh man, I love this tactic. I love it. We'll maybe talk about that more in a second.
Sure, yeah. Once Caserado gets tested. Yuri's shotgun empty-handed. This is an A smash coming out of Astralis. And Art's going to lay down more damage, but Magus gets himself kills. 2 headshots on the entry. It looked like they had a hold, and Art will shave Bubsky off of the play. It's a man advantage for Astralis, but they do have 2 players low. There's no kit currently in the play. Art's trying to find a way for Henny to get in here, but Henny's actually still at the base of ramp. Henny could come up into heaven and grab that kit, but they need a jackknife of a kill here. They need something to open up the bomb site, and it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. FURIA, they concede a 13th after having the 5v4.
They don't even want to give it a shot after, I guess they have no utility left to work with. And now they'll get hunted down again, Device, in these late round situations. He's just been quietly walking around, one-bulleting people. Made me lose my mind in the first half. Wow, I can't believe Astralis answered back that strong, right? They lose the opening kill. It's supposed to look like a fake here for Astralis, but FURIA do 2 things. Number 1, with Art, they deny the information on the cross with the smoke, and they use 1 smoke to cancel out 3, and they put a player on the other side of it, and they get the kill on Glaive as well, but it just pushes Astralis into an exec, and it feels like every time they find Art, whether it's a kill or a death, it just forces them into an execute, and they've just been able to fall back on their guns as well. You know, we cannot only get mesmerized by the fact that the game plan's working out strong. Astralis are out-dueling them in spots where FURIA have an advantage, which is amazing in its own right.
Breeze on top of the silo, Glaive at the base of it. Henny has left Art to do what he does. He's just going to sit patient for the time being.
Going to hear them drop off of the back of silo, but of course there can still always be a lurk. Art will continue to be patient in this position. It's a really strong spot, even if he never ever flanks, but we'll see if that comes to Glaive. Let's see how deep this clear is. Art, the way he's holding it is so interesting. Going to hear Glaive throw this out. He's going to let him wrap and not respond. Oh, wow, and Glaive just deep clears it.
Spotted with his back turned. A sitting duck for that frag. And if Vinny's not able to ice out this outer player, then suddenly Minis should be compromised too. And if that happens, this A-site's screwed. 30 seconds yet again. Astralis boiling it down to those final moments, making FURIA sweat. Henny's going to be fully blinded, misses his op shot. It's Glaive with another kill as Bubsky also opens. Yuri, the only line of defense, but he gets split from like 3 directions, and Henny has been absolutely minimized. He's going to get peeked finally here at the end. It's Astralis with a 14th round.
Oh my god. Slow down, right? Like, Jesus, these splits. Art, I think he's playing anti-flash, probably holding in the wall, and Glaive literally just walks out in this default. Not what is expected. And 14-5, FURIA have no guns. Listen, all their recent games, none of them have been stomps versus the other teams that they've played. They've all been incredibly tenuous, stressful games, hard climbs back. So you'd think more would come of this. Again, FURIA's map pick. And they're getting picked apart like a rag doll. With old stitching.
In the jaws of a bulldog. Henny, he will find that pistol kill, a little something for FURIA. But at this point, I mean, it's going to take more than just a sidearm frag to get that sign of life. Oh, Glaive, he just blows him into tomorrow with the frag. Art's on the mag 7, but single kill for him. Astralis 10 map and match points to secure a spot in the finals in a fashion that I can honestly say I did not see coming.
I thought this was 2-1 Astralis, not 2-0 Stomp Fest. No chance. Both halves, both sides. Astralis.
So much for the Dia de Furia.
Amazing for different reasons, right? I wonder if Rops is actually smiling, like Hisoka. My opponent has gotten strong enough.
It is time.
I cannot wait to fight them.
Oh, this is actually going to be such a good matchup for Mouse Sports. They may have showed us a little bit of a struggle in their game earlier today. But Godsent also looked awesome. And so did FURIA.
The only team at this tournament to beat Astralis was Godsent.
And Mouse Sports may have their chance tomorrow in a best of 5. Best of 5 Sunday CS. And FURIA, they want to be there. So they will continue to fight. Yuri, he's going to look to lock down Mini. It's only Bubsky on the kill feed this round. FURIA fighting at least one more. This guy is 18-5. Don't let that smile fool you. He is a serial killer. Smoke grenade to work around with 20 seconds on the clock. Device, just let him have it, man. Maybe he slips out Mini and just walks away.
No, not with all the creativity in the world. Oh, goodness. Caserado will not let him escape. for what it's worth. They grab around.
Buy back up from Astralis, of course. That still leaves them with money in the bank. Glaive on an ump. A very concentrated effort from everybody on Astralis. They're going to try and smash into the A site. Quesarado trying to get into position, but Dupree doesn't respect him at all. Like a rebellious teenager, Dupree does what he wants. And he's got Device to support him. A circle of friends inside this A site, but they forgot the bomb. That's a little bit awkward, but they could just close with kills. Another headshot comes in. There is nothing that is going to stop Astralis at this point. Yuri kind of drawn into the gunfire. And this round just gets artificially drawn out for no real reason. Wow.
That's a statement. This has answered some questions.
All the hype, all the buildup. FURIA coming from North America, all of their success. They were starting to finally feel good about themselves. And after 2 weeks of a come up from FURIA, Astralis have broken them. Battered them, bruised them, bullied them, bombarded them on this A site. It is absolute aggression, and Astralis, well, this is absolutely stunning. Yuri's going to try his absolute damnedest to make them look mortal, but Glaive is going to close it as everyone expected. It felt like a win from the start. Astralis is back with new tricks as Bubsky has a hell of a first showing.
He really did, and we didn't know what to expect from Bubsky, but to be honest, this was an incredible team effort that unfortunately you're going to have to wait 3 minutes for us to unpick, but hopefully we'll make it worth the wait.